What's up, decoders? How you guys doing tonight? Welcome back to the live stream. Let me get everything set up real quick this fast, and then we'll get started. Hi, Square Peg. I see Square Peg's in the chat, and hey, hello, Lizard King. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear everything all right? I'm assuming everything's working well. We'll give it a little bit more time. Let some people join. Hey, Visionary Vet, how you doing? Hey, John Montoya, and hello, Pied Piper, and KJ Malone. How's it going, bro? Hope you're doing well. Sean's also in the chat. Hello. Tara, sorry. Tara May, hello. How's it going? Coffee Girl. Rick James, how you doing? Hope everyone's doing well out there tonight. As usual, it's late, kind of late here in Albania. But most of you guys have the afternoon. Hopefully all of your cell phones are working. So how many of you guys experienced a cell outage today? So before I even get into my main presentation, I'm just going to go ahead and, talk a little bit about this cell phone outage. That's the big story today. And this whole cell thing happened after I was already planning this presentation. So it's not really part of the presentation, but of course I'm going to have to talk about it a bit. So, just for those of you getting into the chat, thank you guys so much. But yeah, I mean, I posted this in my community section, and if you guys didn't see Joseph Aquaviva 2222, he also did a video. Zach Hubbard also did a video. They talked about the phone outage, right? So basically, I mean, the key point here is, what are the chances, guys, that they're sending out SOS messages on the phones on the 53rd day of the year, and SOS equals 53. I mean, come on now. And just notice that the word cell phone SOS also equals 53. So you got two different ways you can write it. Cell phone SOS and SOS both equal 53. And I mean, we know how these things work. They're rituals. And, even the word cyber equals 53. So if they do end up saying it was a cyber attack, because they haven't really said what it was yet, but they were blaming solar flares, right? Because we had 2 X-class solar flares overnight. Let me bring that up. X-class, and of course, guys, we know it's the year of the X, and I think last night it was reported that there was 2 X-class solar flares. And yeah, sun releases two strong solar flares during solar cycle 25. Okay, so this one says 2 X-class solar flares only 7 hours apart. So one of the news stations I watched was blaming this on, it's funny. I started talking about this video, talking about the number 53, and now I got 53 in the chat. Thank you guys. And so anyways, 2 strong, solar flares, and, one news station was blaming this on the solar flare. Another one mentioned that it could be a cyber attack. So, I mean, whether it's a cyber attack or whether it's a solar flare, it's definitely a ritual, okay? Now, you guys remember Leave the World Behind, of course, most of you guys. I decoded this movie how many times? And you'll remember that in this movie, even the cover of the movie says no phones. I don't know if I can actually find that, but one of the covers that you can read of this movie says no phones, no internet, and one of the first things that happens in the movie is the phones go out, right? So what's interesting about this is that is that in this movie, it's about a phone outage, right? A power outage. And if you measure from the movie released on Netflix, let me pull that up real fast. Hold on. So if you measure from the movie release on Netflix, which was on 12/8/2023, you're going to get 76 days from the movie release to today when we had the actual power outage, okay? And the reason this 76 is important is because this whole movie has 76s encoded in it. You know, the Leave the World Behind has a bunch of 76s. Remember, in the movie, one of the first scenes, you see a coffee cup with the number 76 on it, right? And 76 is the number of Skull and Bones. Today, oh, by the way, guys, today is 68 date numerology, okay? 2 plus 22 plus 20 plus 24 equals 68, kind of like CIA. You know, this is probably a CIA ritual, right? 68 date numerology, CIA. Don't forget, Leave the World Behind was produced by Barack Obama, which also equals 68. And remember, Barack Obama equals 76. His movie, Leave the World Behind, 76 days after his movie about a power outage, you get this phone outage, and Barack Obama equals 76, like Skull and Bones, Skull and Bones. And yeah, there's a lot of 76s, but the point is that in the movie, there's a coffee cup with the 76 on it. And then in the movie, they get off of exit 76 when they're going to the lake house, right? So, and don't forget that slave equals 76, which is one of the reasons they got off on exit 76 to Point Comfort, right? Which was a slave in history. Point Comfort was a slave thing, I believe. And then they had an option to go the other way towards a free route, but they ended up going towards the slavery route, which equals 76, right? Slave 76. So my girlfriend's in the chat, Magdalena. Much love to her. She left Albania today and left me behind, but she's still in the chat, so much love to her. Sean is saying 76 is also the sign of Capricorn. Pluto will be in Capricorn on the U.S. 248th birthday. Interesting. So yeah, the big ritual, guys, if you guys are just getting in, you had the massive power outage or the phone outage and the SOS message on the 53rd day of the year. SOS equals 53. Cell phone SOS equals 53. And cyber, if they end up blaming it on a cyber attack, cyber equals 53. So yeah, and then the 76 is connected to, it was 76 days after Leave the World Behind, the movie about an outage, right? So, and then again, it's all tied to the cup in the movie, and then the exit they get off of is 76, Barack Obama 76. So I don't think I have any more to talk about with this outage right now, but I'll do more looking into it and I'll see what I can find. But again, if you guys missed Joseph Aquaviva 2222's video, he did a video about it, connecting it to Obama and Leave the World Behind. And also, I believe Zach Hubbard did a video on it. So there's plenty of other people covering it right now. Even Donut did a video on it. So if you guys go watch all those channels, they also did videos, right? But I want to get to my presentation, which is basically going to be about a couple different things, and hopefully I can stay on point with this. But this is going to be basically about, well, the race that just happened a few days ago. I covered it in my last video, okay? So the Daytona 500, okay? And a lot of you guys will remember this information from my last video I made. But remember, the Daytona 500 happened on the dates 19/2 or February 19th, 192. How many times have I been talking? Me and Joseph have been talking about the 192. And the final top three drivers of the race had the numbers 4, 8, 24, and 20. Okay. And this is the date of the eclipse. Okay. a Great American Eclipse. Remember, this is the year of the X eclipse, the year of the X. You know, now you have X flares, and I'm going to talk about XRP in this video. So all about the X, guys, the 24th letter. But anyway, in this race, you had the Great American Race is what they call Daytona 500. And now you have the Great American Eclipse on April 8th. And the top 3 drivers in the Great American Race have the date of the eclipse encoded. The eclipse is on 4/8/2024. Okay. And if you guys missed that last video, I'm going to kind of cover it quick here about how it was tied to Trump. But again, the winner of the race was William Byron, right? With his full name equals 248, like President Donald Trump, 248. And Pluto is making its return this year after in the birth chart of the United States. So the United States is 248 years old on July 4th this year. And the guy who wins it equals 248, like President Donald Trump, 248. So if you guys missed the last video, I talked about how this was connected to him, how Pluto equals 24. The car the guy was driving equals 20. He was driving the car 24 in the year 24. He wins the race. Pluto equals 24. Even the company that he's driving for, Exalta Painting Solution Systems, also equals 248. Okay, so again, if you guys want a more in-depth coverage of this, please go back and watch my prior video I made. Not a live stream, it was just a recorded video. And then I talked about how it's all tied to the eclipse, right? It's all about the eclipse this year, guys. It's all tied to Pluto and the eclipse. So now here's the additional info that you guys didn't see in my last video. Okay, this is huge, guys, what I'm about ready to show you. So before I can talk about this, I have to talk about the number 192. Let me actually make this bigger. Sorry if you guys can't see this well. Hold on. I totally forgot to make it bigger. So sorry if this is a bit blurry, but you guys know that for months now, since Leave the World Behind came out, I've been talking about the 192, okay? Leave the World Behind equaled 192, okay? And we're talking about that movie again today in reference to the phone outage, okay? And Super Bowl 58 also equaled 192. And remember, Super Bowl 58 was 192 days after Obama's birthday, and the song Paint the Town Red came out on Obama's birthday, and that equaled 192, okay? The guy who performed at the Super Bowl, Usher Raymond IV, equaled 192. The guy who caught the winning touchdown pass, Kerry McCole Hardman Jr., in the Super Bowl equaled 192. Obama equals 192. And the word eclipse equals 192 in Jewish or Latin gematria, okay? So this number has been, so big, guys, so big, okay? And we were talking about this before the Super Bowl, and then the guy who wins the game in the last minute his name equals 192. And again, today is tied, the thing happening today is tied to Leave the World Behind, and that equals 192, okay? So this is where it's going to get crazy. So pay attention to this part, guys. This is where I really want to, this is the main part of my presentation. So in the race, the Daytona 500, okay, on 19/2, okay, just like the number 192, there was a crash, okay? There was a big crash in the race on 19/2. Okay. I'm just going to read this. 18 cars were involved in a massive wreck on lap 192. Okay. What are the chances of that, guys? In the last slide, I just showed you Leave the World Behind 192, Super Bowl 58, 192. The guy who wins the game, the Super Bowl 192, Super Bowl 58, 192, Obama 192. Eclipse 192. I already made a video tying this race to the eclipse. Okay. But what are the chances there's a massive wreck on lap 192 at the Daytona 500 on Monday, and the red flag came out with 8 laps to go. The race was on 192, 19/2, okay? And there's a wreck on 192. Okay, it's impossible. Now look at what they called it, guys. They called it a massive wreck. Hold on. They called it a massive wreck. See? And the word massive wreck equals 49. And okay, so the drivers were racing particularly hard with a few laps remaining and Ross Chastain out in front. But the energy was high, and Kevin Harvick and Clint Bowyer in the Fox booth feared the big one was coming. And it happened. Okay? So look at the gematria of massive wreck, the red flag, and the big one. 49, the big one, a massive wreck, 49, the word revelation, 49, Antichrist, 49, the red flag, 49. And look, from the day of this race, 49 days later is the eclipse. Do you guys understand? I don't know if are any of you in the chat getting how big this is, what I'm showing you? They're literally telling us the big one is coming. Now, what does the big one mean? Is it a market crash? Is it an earthquake? I think it's probably both, actually. But what are the chances that in lap 192, which is the big number, they crash and they called it the big one was coming and it happened, okay? The big one, 49, and 49 days later is the eclipse, okay? And remember, this race, the Daytona 500, is called the Great American Race, like the Great American Eclipse. And not only did the big one equal 49, but they called it a massive wreck, which also equals 49. They're going to wreck something, maybe the markets, you know. So just so you guys can see how big that is. And again, I wish Joseph Aquaviva was in the chat because I want him to see this 192. What are the chances, guys? I mean, it's in everything right now. It's in everything. Remember, I even told you that one day before the eclipse, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, is going to be fighting at WrestleMania. The American Nightmare equals 192. Okay? So everything is coded with this number. Everything. And just so you guys know, the word Vatican City State equals 192. That's the official name of the Vatican. What they actually call the Vatican. The Vatican City State equals 192. So there's another one for you. But anyways, I don't think there's any chance that this is not a coincidence. I hope you guys are understanding. I hope you guys see how big I'm pointing to. I don't know if this is as big as to you guys as is to me, but how much more obvious can they be that a massive crash is coming? Okay. I mean, whatever it's going to be. So, yeah, hopefully you guys understood. Let me go forward and let me just show you. It said with 8 laps to go on lap 192. And I find it funny that if you use the phrase 8 laps to go equals the Antichrist in 3 out of 4 ciphers. Okay. Also equals Barack Obama in the same cipher, 64. Remember, Obama equals 192, just like it was on lap 192. Okay. So Obama equals 192, guys, right? His movie, Leave the World Behind, 192. On lap 192 at the Daytona 500 with 8 laps to go, there's the big one, the big crash. And the Antichrist equals 154, 64, 197, just like 8 laps to go, okay? And yeah, in the same cipher as the 8 laps to go, Barack Hussein Obama equals 64, okay? Oh, Joseph's in the chat. Thank you for coming by, Joseph. Okay, so I'm going to go back and show you this real fast because I just got done talking about it, okay? So I'm just doing a quick recap for Joseph because he's the one who's also been finding the 192s. So anyway, Joseph, in the Daytona 500 on 192, there was a massive wreck on lap 192. Massive wreck equals 49. They called it the big one was coming. It said the two announcers in the booth said the big one was coming. The big one equals 49. The big one equals 49. Massive wreck 49. The red flag came out, which equals 49. Revelation 49. Antichrist 49. 49 days after this wreck on 192 is the eclipse, which eclipse equals 192. Okay. So again, what are the chances, Joseph? I mean, we've been talking about this number. What are the chances that a massive wreck happens in lap 192? I just can't believe it, guys. I really just can't believe this stuff sometimes. So yeah, I mean, and then the 49 connection, and as I was just showing you here on this next slide, is that if you use the phrase 8 laps to go, which was how many laps was left, it equals the Antichrist in 3 out of 4 ciphers. And of course, it equals Barack Obama, and it was on lap 192. Okay. So again, what are the chances? And does that mean we have 8 days to go after the race? I mean, because it was 8 laps to go, right? So is it 8 days after the race? There's going to be something that goes down. I don't know. That would be the 58th day of the year would be February 27th, would be 8 days after the Daytona 500. So, but I mean, maybe you guys can figure out something with that. 8 laps to go. Does that mean just 8 days to go? Does it mean 8 months to go? 8 weeks? I don't know. But maybe there's something there. Let's see. Joseph said Trump just released the never surrender stickers. It's never surrender equals 192. Of course it does. I didn't even hear that one yet. Crazy. Oh, okay. So this guy's, I'm sorry about this one, but I just wanted to point out how old the United States is going to be on the Great American Eclipse. Okay. Notice that the United States will be exactly 90494 days old on the Great American Eclipse. So lots of 9s and 4s there, right? Kind of like the 49s I just showed you. But yeah, that's just a random thing I think I put in here, but I thought it was interesting, on the United States founding to the eclipse is 9494. Okay. Or you could say 9494, right? So anyways, I talked about how this was already tied to the Great American Eclipse, how it was tied to Trump and Pluto. Okay. And the Exalted Systems, the guy he drove, and this race was 11 weeks. This guy won this race 11 weeks and 5 days after his birthday, and the next election is on 11/5. Okay. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Now, so I'm gonna switch gears really fast, and I'm gonna talk about a completely different subject, but I think I can tie it together. So hopefully you guys can bear with me on this one. So you guys see this picture here on the wall, or it's a Simpsons picture, right? And this picture has gone viral in the XRP community, I guess you could call it. The XRP is the cryptocurrency, right? And we're in the year of the X. And this number, 589, okay? And I've never really done any videos on this number, but I've done a lot of research on this, but I really want to bring this together, okay? And the 589 is the gematria of Donald Trump in the Jewish cipher, okay? So I want you guys to keep that in mind as we go through this decode, that Donald Trump equals 589. Okay, and this thing started circulating on Twitter years ago about the XRP price hitting the price of 589. Okay, 589, right? See, it just says here XRP to hit 589 by end of year. Now, this didn't actually appear in The Simpsons. Somebody in the internet started putting this 589 number. Somebody started putting this 589 number out there. And so why is this number out there? Why is this such a big number for XRP, and why is it connected to Donald Trump? Okay. And I'm going to kind of show you guys why think this number is interesting and why I think it might be connected to the upcoming date of Donald Trump on February 29th. Okay. It's the leap day, right? So just keep this stuff in mind as we go through the rest of this decode. Donald Trump equals 589. XRP is all connected to the 589. Okay. So let's talk about the leap day first, because the leap day only happens one every 4 years. Okay. February 29th only comes around. Yeah. Barack Obama also equals 229. Yes. So he's tied to this as well. But again, the date of it's funny that you mentioned Pentecost, because I have a big decode coming up on Pentecost this year. 519 looks very interesting. I'm not going to get into that here, but it's funny that you mentioned that date in here, because I was going to talk about that in a few videos from now. But yeah, we just had a Super Bowl parade shooting on Valentine's Day, right? Which is 229. And the shooter's name was Dominic M. Miller, which equals 229. Thanks, Joseph. Preparing for disease X equals 229. So yeah, thanks, Joseph, for adding these extra ones in here. But anyway, a leap day, right? It only comes around every 4 years, right? And I want you guys to see how scripted this day is with the Pope. Well, first, and with Donald Trump, okay? So first of all, the leap day can either be written 229 or 292, okay? Notice that President Donald Trump equals 292, okay? So that's the date, February 29th, okay? The word commander-in-chief in the same cipher also equals 292. So again, just like the date, February 29th. Now, the Pope, on a leap year, his birthday falls exactly 292 days after 292, after February 29th. And you guys have to understand how amazing that is, right? Because the Pope is born on this perfect day, and only in a leap year does his birthday fall 292 days after 292. And the only time that there is a 292 date is every 4 years. Okay. So what are the chances? Do you guys get that? Raise your hand in the chat if you get how big it is that the Pope is born his birthday is 292 days after the leap day, because he's born on the perfect day to sync up with the calendar. Okay. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing if you really think about it, because again, on a normal year, the Pope's birthday would not connect with the 292 so perfectly, but on a leap year, it connects perfectly. Now, why do I think this year could be a very interesting day for Donald Trump on 292? Well, that's because 292 is the 60th day of the year. And don't forget that this year we have the 60th presidential election, which Donald Trump is going to be connected to, okay? Donald Trump equals 60 in gematria, okay? So Donald Trump's 60. He's about ready to be involved in the 60th presidential election. And the leap day this year is the 60th day of the year, okay? And again, I just told you that President Donald Trump equals 292, like the date, February 29th, 292. Commander-in-Chief, 292. So this leap day, right? And this immediately should remind you of the moon landing, where they said one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind, right? One giant leap, like a leap day, okay? Leap year. And we're going to get into that in a minute as it's tied to Donald Trump and XRP. But let me just kind of set this stage here. So this year is all about the X, right? It's about Twitter just changing their platform to X, and Elon Musk is all about the X, and here he is making the X sign. And then you have the XRP cryptocurrency that everyone's waiting on to do something. And then you have this 589 number that's tied to XRP and Donald Trump, right? And XRP was created partially by this guy here, David Schwartz. He's a Jewish guy. Okay, so of course he's Jewish, but David Schwartz was born in the same year as the moon landing. Okay, and I'm going to show you how this connects to all the stuff with XRP. You have Clade X, remember, XRP was released stably on the same day as Clade X, okay? So thank you, Joseph, for reminding me of that. Do you guys remember the Clade X simulation? Okay. It happened the same day that XRP was released, okay? And remember, Donald Trump was heavily involved with the you-know-whats, okay? But I want you guys to understand how big what I'm about ready to show you is, okay? I just told you that Donald Trump equals 589 in gematria, okay? XRP is created by this guy, David Schwartz, okay, who was born in the same year as the moon landing. Well, Elon Musk, he loves to go to space, right? He loves to build rockets and go to space. This guy was born in the same year as we supposedly went to the moon, okay? These two men were born exactly 589 days apart. Okay? So what are the chances that this number starts circulating for no reason? Okay? This number starts being associated with XRP for no reason, and then it just happens to be that the guy who supposedly founded XRP is exactly 589 days born before Elon Musk. Okay? So that's the first 589, okay? Between the founder of XRP and Elon Musk, right? Now the moon landing happened the same year as David Schwartz was born. The moon landing happened on July 20th, 1969, okay? And just notice, again, here's what I mean. David Schwartz was born in the year of the one giant leap, the moon landing, okay? February 29th is the day I'm going to be talking about. It's the leap day this year, okay? David Schwartz, who is a CIA agent, I believe, okay? He posted on Twitter 2 years ago in 2022. He said, "When should I flip the switch?" And this phrase "flip the switch" just means when should I skyrocket the price of XRP, I think. That's pretty much what it means. That's what the phrase "flip the switch." It's a very popular phrase with all the people that do these, because you got to remember, guys, XRP is a place full of people trying to solve riddles. There's a bunch of riddlers on Twitter posting stuff, and David Schwartz, the creator of XRP, is also posting stuff, okay? But it says, "When should I flip the switch?" And just notice when he posts this. He posts this on February 28th, 2022, which was not a leap year. However, the dates that he gives you as options to select are February 29th, February 30th, or February 31st, right? So we know that these 2 days do not exist, right? So the only day that is logical is February 29th. However, he posted this on February 28th, 2022, which means there was no February 29th in 2022. The next February 29th after this post is the one coming up in a few days, this year, 2024. So in 2022, he posts on 2/28, "When should I flip the switch?" He said 2/29 as an option, but the next 2/29 after the post is 2/29, 2024. Okay? So I want you guys to see this. Remember, I've already tied David Schwartz to the moon landing, okay? One small step for man, one giant leap, like leap day. Remember, this is a leap day. 2/29 is a leap day. So one giant leap for mankind, okay? Now look at this. From the 2022 anniversary of the moon landing, okay? The 2022 anniversary of the moon landing to the date, the leap day, this year is 589 days. Okay? Do you guys get what I'm showing you there? From the anniversary of the moon landing, one giant leap for mankind to the leap day is 589 days. And remember, this guy is associated with the 589 because he was born 589 days apart from Elon Musk. And his cryptocurrency is all about the 589. Okay. So that's the first 589. Okay. But I'm going to show you 3 more 589s that connect to this day, this leap day, 229. The next 589, okay, it was crazy because I went back 589 months from the leap day, and it lands on this, January 29th, 1975. And the one thing that you can find if you look this up, what happened on this day, 589 days before 229 this year, or sorry, 589 months before this day, John Phillips' musical Man on the Moon, produced by Andy Warhol, opens at Little Theater, New York for 5 performances. So you're telling me, again, 589 months after Man on the Moon releases, you have another connection to the 229 date? I just showed you. It's 589 days after the moon landing anniversary and 589 months after the Man on the Moon musical released. Okay. And I just don't, I mean, do you guys understand what I mean, for all the people who know about XRP already, you guys should be like, there's no way, right? I think I missed one. Yeah, somehow I missed the slide, guys. Hold on. Okay, let me just show you this. Hold on. So I've already got 2 589 connections to the date 229, right? So XRP was released on June 2nd, 2012, okay, which was a dragon year, just like we're in a dragon year again this year. Wait, are you guys, someone in the chat is saying that this day is 1,589 days after Mr. Poole's first post. Interesting. Wow. Okay, well, that's one I didn't know. Anyways, from the release date of XRP, okay, to the 229 leap day, is 4,289 days, okay? And the reason that's important is because this is a prime number, and it just happens to be the 589th prime number, okay? So let me just recap this real fast so you guys can understand how big this is. From XRP's founding to the date 229 is 4289 days, which is the 589 prime, okay? From the anniversary of the moon landing, which was the same year that in 2022, which was the same year that David Schwartz posted this flip the switch on 229, okay? 589 days after the anniversary of the moon landing is the same day, okay? And then 589 days or months before 229, hold on a second, let me find it. My computer is loading slow. Hold on. Yeah, so anyway, 589 months before 229 is the release of Man on the Moon. So you have all these connections to the moon landing and to the 589, okay? So what I'm telling you guys is I'm not predicting especially that something will happen with XRP or Donald Trump on 229, but it seems to have a lot of connections, okay? So if you guys if you guys have, you know, if you're confused, go back and watch, because I know a lot of you guys don't really know what I'm talking about. It's kind of a new subject, so it might be confusing. But I decided to look into this Mr. Pool. Okay, this Mr. Pool guy is a Riddler on Twitter who posts about XRP, and he posts very oftentimes he posts smiley faces. Okay. All right. So the smiley face is associated with XRP, and notice that his Twitter post is the X's with the smile, right? He has the X eyes. Notice when he posted this on 2/27, which is the 58th day of the year. And notice he posted a smiley face, a smile on the 58th day of the year. What does the word smile equal? It equals 58 like XRP. Notice that the word smile equals XRP in 2 ciphers. And notice that this post was posted 2 years and 2 days before the upcoming leap day, okay, which is like 22, like XRP, like smile. So again, he posts a smile, which equals 22, and 2 years and 2 days later is the leap day, okay? And again, notice that the day he posts this is the 58th day of the year, XRP 58, smile 58. Now look, there was this movie that came out called Smile. And look at what the headline says, guys. It says, once you see it, it's too late. Okay, well, what's that talking about? Once you see it, or once you see the market crash, it's already too late, right? It's already too late to get your money out of the market before it's already crashed, right? Or it's already too late to take your profits or to invest before it's already gone up, right? So once you see it, it's too late. All right. And notice what the phrase, once you see it, it's too late equals. It equals 292, guys, which is the date I'm talking about. Again, the 292. Yeah, and the smile image could also connect to the eclipse also. That's a good point. And it's the X eclipse, right? So it could connect again to the X again also. But what are the chances that the phrase they have on the front of the movie equals 292, and it connects once again perfectly to, but I'm going to show you how it connects even more. Because remember who performed at Super Bowl 58, right? Remember how Usher performed at Super Bowl 58? Well, the guy who starred in this Smile movie, this Smile movie, his name is Jesse T. Usher. Okay, Jesse T. Usher. And we just had Usher performing at the Super Bowl. And now this actor, who's not related, by the way, this guy is not related to Usher, the singer who performed at the Super Bowl. However, he has the same name, right? Jesse T. Usher. Now look when this guy was born. This guy was born on February 29th, the same day I've been talking about. And he stars in the movie Smile, which I just showed you. If you decode the phrase on the front of the movie, it equals 292, like the date, February 29th. Okay, and then the guy who stars in the movie was born on that day. And in fact, he was born in 1992, which again is all about the nines and the twos, 2992. Okay. And look how his name, Jesse T. Usher, equals 158. Like Flip the Switch and like David Schwartz. And remember, David Schwartz is always connecting to Flip the Switch. What are the chances of that, guys? What are the chances that the guy born on this day also has the 158 gematria like David Schwartz and Flip the Switch? And look how many days it was from the release of the Smile movie. Look at when Smile came out, guys. Smile came out on 2/29/2022. And if you go to 2/29/2024, it's 158. Okay. And that's the number that I just showed you, 158. 1 year, 5 months, 8 days from the Smile movie to the 2/29. So from 2/29, because remember, September 22nd is the day Smile released. That's the same date as this day, 2/29. So 229 to 229 is 158. And David Schwartz and Jesse T. Usher, who stars in this movie, equals 158. Okay. So another thing, if that wasn't enough, from the anniversary of the moon landing last year on 7/20/23 to the leap day this year is 224 days. Okay. And we're in the year 224. And remember, the phrase that they say in the moon landing was one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And look at what the words one giant leap for mankind equal 224. And it's 224 days after the one giant leap for mankind anniversary to the leap day. So from the one giant leap day to the leap day is 224. And the phrase equals 224. And we're in the year 224. And if you decode the phrase on the chalkboard, okay, if you decode the phrase on the chalkboard here, this 589 phrase, XRP to hit 589 by end of year, 224 in the same cipher. Okay. So I guess we got to watch out for 2 days from now on 224. Okay. Now, I want to go back. That's the end of my slides, but I want to go back and show you something here. So anybody in the XRP community knows that the lawsuit that was going against Ripple, remember, Donald Trump was in office. Okay. Donald Trump was in office, and as soon as he leaves, okay, or right before he leaves, the SEC, who he hired, sued Ripple, the company who made XRP, and caused the price to crash. Okay. And this lawsuit happened on 12/22/2020, right before Donald Trump left office. Remember, Donald Trump equals 589. Okay. Let me just go back and show you. Let me just get rid of all these. Hold on. Also remember, guys, the guy who created Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, equals 224 also. So don't forget about that. So I want to bring up these four because I want to bring up the Jewish cipher because I think this is interesting. Remember, I told you Donald Trump equals 589, okay, which is the number associated with XRP. And basically, Declaration of Independence equals Donald Trump, 589, okay? A storm is coming equals 589. Remember, Donald Trump was very famous for saying the calm before the storm, right? But it's funny that the phrase a storm is coming equals 589, like Donald Trump, okay? And like Declaration of Independence. But look at Jesus, guys. It's reverse 589. Jesus equals 985. Donald Trump equals 589. Donald Trump is the reverse of Jesus. Interesting, right? So, with that being said, the XRP lawsuit happened right before Donald Trump left office, right? And the lawsuit got clarity. The judge gave a ruling for XRP to not be a security. So basically, the judge gave a ruling saying that XRP was not a security and that the SEC was wrong by charging them. Okay. So I want you guys to notice something from the movie Smile, which I already just connected. Okay. On 9/22, right? From the movie Smile on 9/22, okay, to the ruling for XRP, okay, was 9 months and 22 days. So hopefully you guys see that. 9 months and 22 days after the 9/22 Smile movie came out. And hold on, let me pull this up so you guys aren't confused. Yeah, so this movie Smile came out on 9/22 And 9 months and 22 days later, the XRP got a smiling news, right? They got a good news. So yeah, 922 months later, it's the good news, the smile day. Okay. And this was the day it happened, July 13th, which is the 33rd prime. 137 is the 33rd prime. Okay. But from this date to the upcoming leap day, 229, okay, is exactly 33 weeks. Okay, so from the lawsuit ruling, okay, to 229, which I've already connected so many times in this video, is 33 weeks. And again, this day that the lawsuit ended, or they got clarity, was 137, which is the 33rd prime number. We know how big the 33 is. Okay. But yeah, it's something, I mean, again, there's actually a Riddler on Twitter who always posts, always post XRP will moon 922. And you know what, how he was right. XRP mooned on 922. Okay. 9 months and 22 days after the Smile movie came out on 922. So this is all connected to Obama and Trump. Remember, XRP was released on the ledger on Obama's birthday. Okay. XRP was also released stably on the date of CladeX. Okay. So there's a lot of connections between, there's a lot of connections between all these things. Okay. But all I'm saying is that Trump, something might happen with Trump on, 229. I don't know. Maybe he gets sued for more money, or I don't know what happens. But I will say that the number 292 is also interesting because I'm not going to say the word, but is 229 going to be finally the day that we get the so-called Donald Trump? I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get flagged, but is that going to be the day, 229, the leap day that connects to Donald Trump? Is that going to be the day of this to happen? A fake, what? It would be interesting. I mean, there's been a lot of symbolism. Remember Snoop Dogg shooting Trump? What's her name? Kathy Griffin was holding Trump's head. So I'm just saying, 229, it only happens once every 4 years. There's a lot of stuff pointing to this day. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. Also, keep an eye out for 227 because that's the 58th day of the year. We just had Super Bowl 58. And now we're getting this news. I should also point out that if you go from the XRP clarity to 227, the 58th day of the year, it's 229. Remember, this number is the date. So also watching out for 227. But this also ties to the eclipse because the eclipse is on 4/8. Okay. So also, you know how I showed you guys in the beginning of this decode, how the big one, okay? Let me just go back to this slide because this is a huge slide. Remember, on lap 192 of the Daytona 500, on the date 192, there was the big one, okay? And we've been talking about earthquakes. I know if Sean is in there, he will also know that we've been talking about earthquakes. And remember, there's been lots of articles written. In fact, if you type in the words "the big one" into Google, the first thing that comes up is earthquake. Okay. Look at this. If you type in the words "the big one," which is what these announcers called, okay, what these announcers called the big crash at the Daytona 500, and you just type in the phrase "the big one," it brings up this article from July 13th. Remember, I was just talking about July 13th. That was the day that XRP got clarity last year, July 13th. Okay. But this article is about the earthquake that will devastate the Pacific Northwest. Okay. The San Andreas. Remember, The Rock right now, the actor, he was in the movie San Andreas, and now he's being prominent. In fact, oh, guys, I just thought about that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, this is it, guys. This is it. Guess who started, what do they call that? In the race, in the Daytona 500. The person who says, start your engines. Sorry, I just had an epiphany. Here it is, guys. The Daytona 500. Who was the guy who said, start your engines for the race? It was The Rock. And I've just made videos about The Rock. I just told you about The Rock in a couple video ago. And remember, The Rock played in San Andreas. See if here, 2015. In the same year, in 2015, The Rock was in the movie San Andreas. And look at this article. This article was written about the San Andreas fault in 2015, guys. It's called The Really Big One, okay? The Really Big One. The Really Big One equals 158. This is the number I was just showing you connected to XRP, guys. And it has the 247, okay, and the 76. I was just talking about all of these numbers, okay? This article was called The Really Big One, okay? And the 158 connects to flip the switch, right? I was just talking about that number. The 247 is how old the United States is right now, okay? 247 is the year, how old the United States is right now. 76 is the number connected with Barack Obama and today's power outage, or the phone outage today, the 76, remember? Skull and Bones 76, Barack Obama 76, A Promised Land, his book 76. You know, all those, there's all kinds of 76s. But what are the chances that The Rock, he does the start your engines in the race where they say there's the big one? Okay? I hope you guys are getting this. If my computer will load. This race, he started this race, and in this, there was the big one. And the same year that he did the San Andreas movie, there was an article that came out about the big one, the earthquake. Okay? Right here, 2015. And look, it says a massive earthquake. And they just called in the race, they called it a massive wreck. You know, they're using the word massive, you know, massive earthquake and a massive wreck. Let's see what massive earthquake equals. Okay, massive earthquake. 69, like Order of Illuminati and the Jesuit order. A lot of 69s. They also use the phrase massive cellular outage today. Yeah, when the cell phone went out, they used the word massive. So they love that word. Oh, because it equals 88. It equals beast. Massive equals beast. And remember, there was a beast quake. I mean, it's backwards. I know it's backwards, guys, but massive has the 88 and the 47, like beast, right? And remember, the beast quake was in Seattle. Remember, Marshawn Lynch in Seattle in 2012 or 2011 had the beast quake at the Seattle football game that was so loud, the fans. Remember, Taylor Swift is tied to earthquakes too. I've already done videos about how she was connected. You guys, 3,000 of you guys watched my most watched video on my channel was about the Swift connection to the quake in 1989, okay? And now we have The Rock, okay, doing the start your engines, and at the race there's the big one, and it all connects, okay? And then just look, not only do you get that article, but if you type in the big one, you get this. I'm going to close some of this stuff down so my computer will load. And so there's two different articles that you can look up. The big one, a devastating earthquake and tsunami will happen. The only question is when. Oh, this is the same author, Catherine Schultz. So it says here, it's past due. Are we ready? Okay. But anyway, there's a lot to talk about with this. So I'm trying to remember what the number is. So the really big one is the name of the article. Okay. Notice that it equals 247, like Seattle, Washington equals 247, and great earthquake equals 247. I mean, just look at this, guys. This is the number I've been talking about. Let me just pull up these numbers here. 247, 158, 68, 94. Yeah, so I was just talking about almost all of these things in this video, and then yeah, so look, great earthquake equals the really big one. And again, this article was called The Really Big One, right? So I'm just trying to put the pieces together here because you have The Rock, who was in San Andreas. I think it might be in May, guys, because again, The Rock was born in May. If there might be an earthquake this year, and remember, Ripple XRP is also connected to San Francisco, and this is based out of San Francisco. So we have this San Francisco connection going through the whole thing. Remember Elon Musk? He put the X on top of his headquarters. Okay. Elon Musk put an X on top of his headquarters on July 29th, I believe. And remember, okay. So anyway, from the day that Elon Musk put the X on top of his headquarters to the 229 date, what I was decoding is 215 days, or it could be 216. We know 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. But anyway, what I was saying was, notice that the date of this release of San Andreas, hold on, let me see what San Andreas equals, because I don't even know what that equals in gematria. Well, San Andreas equals 96, 33, and 66. New World Order there. Lots of stuff there. Dr. Savage is saying New Madrid earthquake 3, the first one on December 16th, 1811, a magnitude of 8.1. The second on January 23rd, 1812, 7.8. And the third on February 7th, an 8.8. Yeah, I need to look into the New Madrid fault line also. But I mean, they're telling us, guys, I mean, what's the chances that in this race that just happened, you have the guy who starred in the San Andreas movie starting the race, and then you have the big one, and the big one is connected to the earthquake. I think they're definitely telling us. When are they going to do their, and they're going to blame it on God, right? They're going to use their weapons to create a massive earthquake, and then they're probably going to blame it on, They're going to blame it on Mother Nature, or blame it on God, right? So May 26th is when this came out, right? The Rock was born, okay? The Rock was born on May 2nd, okay? So it seems to be pointing to May. And to be honest with you, May 19th is a date I'm watching for. I'm gonna make a video about that in a few days, guys. May 19th. So if anyone has anything on May 19th in the chat, I mean, please leave the comments in the video. Let me know if you guys have any connections to that day. Yeah, the wrestling match that's happening one night before the eclipse, remember, The Rock is involved in that as well. The Rock was involved in the Daytona 500. And remember, The Rock is the Earth, guys. The Rock is the Earth. So, and you see how much of a joke it is? Rock equals 47, right? Like the word massive. I just showed you the word massive. They're always calling it massive. Massive equals 47. Of course, Trump equals 47. Okay. I already showed you Cody Rhodes, who's going to be facing Roman Reigns in the match right before that, equals 47. Okay. And yeah, there's so much more here probably, but I because I haven't done any more research on it, I don't know what else. I know that this connected because again, Rock is the Earth, right? And Earth equals 52 or 25, and The Rock was born. If you can find him here, Dwayne Johnson was born on May 2nd. Okay. So if you write that date internationally, or if you write it in the United States, you're going to get 5-2 or 2-5. And notice that the word Earth equals 5225. And again, The Rock is the Earth, right? So a massive earthquake. And don't forget that 52 and 25 is also Pope. It's heart, it's devil. It all have that same gematria. So, yeah, my girlfriend's mentioning Fast X. So last year on May 19th, the movie Fast X came out. And I think Dwayne Johnson was in that, wasn't he? If he was in that, I'm going to... And the reason that the Fast X came out on May 19th is because it's Malcolm X's birthday. Okay, Malcolm X. Malcolm X is tied to Kamala. I'm going to show this in my next decodes. But Malcolm X is tied to Kamala and Obama, and his birthday is May 19th. Okay, and we're in the year of the X, so something going to happen on Malcolm X's birthday, May 19th. Okay. So May 19th, that's why I'm looking at this day. Last year on May 19th, the movie Fast X came out. And I don't think Dwayne Johnson was in this. However, another wrestler, John Cena, was. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson was not in this movie, but I'm pretty sure he's been in the other Fast and the Furious movies. So, I mean, and supposedly there's going to be another one, another Fast X. But I think there was like a Hoover Dam break in this movie. If I'm not mistaken, if you watch the trailer, I haven't seen this movie, but if you watch the trailer of Fast X, there's like the Hoover Dam is like breaking. So that's why I'm saying it's very interesting. Which an earthquake could cause the Hoover Dam to break too, right? So we will see. But I think this is important to mention that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was the one who said start your engines. So anything else you guys got? Let me go into the chat for a minute. Yeah, the 59 is a big number this year, Captain Flatastic. Dragon equals 59. The big number this year. Golden sneakers equals 59, does it? Okay. So Trump's golden sneakers. I haven't decoded that even yet. Okay. Golden sneakers equals 229, 76, 59, and 140. Oh my goodness. That's a interesting gematria there. I mean, Joseph, we were just talking about the 76 in the same cipher, golden sneakers. And it's got the 229 like Barack Obama in the same cipher. And the 59 in the same cipher as David Swartz, the guy I was just talking about before. And the 149 like Skull and Bones. So you see Golden Sneakers has the Skull and Bones. It has the 76 and the 149 in the same cipher. And it has the 229, which I was just talking about, like Barack Obama, 229 and 76. So, yeah. Yeah, 149 like Antichrist too, huh? But yeah, in that race in the Daytona 500, they said it was a massive wreck. And massive wreck equals 49 in the same cipher as Antichrist. And in the same cipher as Donald J. Trump, I think, right? Donald J. Trump. Well, look at this. Donald J. Trump equals massive wreck. So there was a massive wreck in the Daytona 500, and massive wreck equals 148, 49, 176, like Donald J. Trump. Yeah, the shoes were on the 48th day of the year, like Donald Trump equals 48. See, the problem with Donald Trump is I don't know what to do with him sometimes because he has connections to 47, 48, and 49. It just depends on how you write his name. That's what makes it annoying, is that you have Donald, or you have the word Trump. Trump equals 47, right? So is he going to be the 47th president, right? Or is Donald Trump going to be the 48th president, or Donald Trump equals 48, right? Or if you use his J, he equals 49. So you want to do 47, 48, or 49. It has a connection to Donald Trump. Or he has the 68, or the 76, or the 60. Because if you type in his full name, he has the 76 and the 68 again. He has the 76 in the same cipher as Barack Obama and Skull and Bones, right? So I don't know. That's just annoying to me about Donald Trump. Well, yeah, you guys are talking about May 19th. But yeah, I'm going to come out with more information on that later, but it's interesting. Interesting. I'm just reading your comments, guys. Hold on. Yeah, Sean, I don't think I can't really I don't think I'm doing any like bringing people on tonight, but if you want to like write the comments in the description, or write the stuff you have on the 589, or you can come on next stream maybe. I don't know I don't know when I'm going to be doing the next stream though. Zenith of the Alpha is saying, recall the radio transmission where Trump will go April 26th. I don't even remember seeing that one. I have to go look that up. Okay. Thanks, Dr. Savage, for the great info. Guys, make sure you go check out Dr. Savage channel. Okay. Make sure you guys go check out Dr. Savage. He's been doing great work. I've been following his work lately because I wasn't even subscribed to his channel. I knew he was always in my chat, but make sure you guys go check out his channel. And make sure you check out Zenith of the Alpha also. And of course, Joseph Aquaviva 2222. And I saw Square Peg was also in here earlier. Yeah, thank you guys for subscribing. Got to support the people doing the good work, guys. Visionary Vet saying during Nineveh's warning, they also witnessed an eclipse. Yeah, I've been hearing people saying that during earthquakes in history, there was always an eclipse connected to it, right? Yeah, Zenith of the Alpha is saying to look to YouTube search this this thing. I can't remember what he wrote. Hold on. I don't know. Is there? Let me see how much time I've been on. 116. Okay. Yeah, guys, would you hit the like button, please? Thanks for the 102 likes. I appreciate you guys. I know this was kind of an all over. This is not one of my most organized streams, but I think we talked about a lot of things here. We talked about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We talked about the race, the Daytona 500. We talked about the cell phone outage in the beginning. If you guys missed that, also don't forget to go check out Joseph's video on the cell outage. Please go check out his video. He covered it more in depth. I'm not going to be covering it in depth on this video. So also we talked about XRP. Much love to my girlfriend who also helped me find all those XRP connections. And make sure you guys give her a heart in the chat. We are now separated again. So she needs some hearts in the chat, my girlfriend does. And yeah, so, and hopefully there's no earthquakes in Albania, guys, because this is an earthquake prone area. So please pray that that there's no earthquakes right now in Albania while I'm here. Because I would not want, I've never even experienced an earthquake. I would not want to deal with that. Thanks for all the love, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I don't know if my girlfriend's seen these or not. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but she deserves all those hearts. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, Captain Flatastic. Thanks, Rick James. Zenith of the Alpha. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you guys want to donate to the channel, please make sure you guys go to the Buy Me a Coffee link. Do not donate to Google because I don't have access to that money. I appreciate all you guys who did. But again, if you donate to Google, I don't have access to the money. So please, if you do make a donation at this time, make sure you go to my link, Buy Me a Coffee, which is in the links of my videos, in the comments of my videos, or it's in the link at the top of this chat. Okay. And thank you, Jamie White, for the latest donation, and Tim, and 56 Reasons, and Allison. Thank you guys all who have donated over the past week or so. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys, I think I'm going to get off because it's getting late here, and it's 9:22, and I talked a lot about that number in this video. So yeah, I think I hit on everything. I know I missed some stuff, but yeah, my brain's starting to blank out, so it's time to go. Anyways, take care out there tonight. Have a good evening and rest of your day. We'll see what happens in the coming days, and I'll be back in a few days for another live stream. So thank you guys. God bless you all, and we'll see you in the next one.